together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle, and it's most likely just going to be yours truly today. Most likely just going to be me today running the show. Tim's out and about. I don't know if he's going to join or not. But nevertheless, we got 4 games in the NHL. We get 3 games in the NBA. We got 15 games in the MLB. So we have plenty of games to go over. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. And we had another elimination last night in the NHL. We'll get into that there. But we started off with losing our double up on the New York Yankees for a 7-full game. They decided they weren't going to score any runs, which was just so much fun there. So first 5 full game losers there, plus 110, plus even money there. The Nationals come through though, plus 120 winner there. For that game, Florida -1 gets the job done. Carter Verhaeghe ain't walking through the door. The Tampa Bay Lightning have been eliminated. So there we go. We have our second elimination. I'm assuming we're going to have a couple more tonight. I can easily see all 4 of these series end tonight. We'll get into that in a little bit. The New York Mets -1. That was a frustrating one. Granted, they only scored 1 run, but they had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning and still lost the game. So that was frustrating. Tampa Bay Rays -110 was a winner there. Dallas Stars -115 winner there. And then my big investment of the night was that Diamondbacks game, which the Diamondbacks money line came up short. The team total over 4.5 came up short, but the full game over hit. And then the Reds first 5 was a winner as well. Split out on the NBA, but I ended up putting a small bet down on the double result for the Lakers first half, Nuggets full game. Lakers first quarter plus 2.5 should have hit with 1.1 seconds left. Nuggets made it a 4-point game, and then the Lakers did win the first half outright, so the plus 4.5 outright was a winner there. So overall yesterday, 7-6 up 0.96 units. Can't complain. Any day in the black is a good day, and we will hopefully end April off on a good note here on the 30th here. I have made 1 play heading into this card, and that is it. And it's in hockey. I did a free pick video for last night. It's the Avalanche. That's the only thing I've moved on so far, and I will be moving on more stuff as we go through the show. But we'll head over to the chat, and then we will get into today's card. What is good? Stop Geos together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the Twins will be checking in. What's good? Thank you for the show, brothers. Let's get it today. Good luck to y'all in the chat. Good luck to you, Stop Geo, as well. But let's get into today's card. Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs. We have the Bruins around -160 favorites in this game. Total 5.5 in this spot. This line opened up at 155, and it's now at 160. So we do have a move towards the Boston Bruins. Line opened up at a 6 at plus 109. It's now a 5.5 at -120. So we've had to move towards the under. We've had to move towards the Boston Bruins in this one here. 90% of the tickets, 88% of the cash is on the Bruins, the line moving towards them. And 76% of the tickets and 84% of the cash on the over, the line moving towards the under, but probably most of that money came in when that was a 5.5, not a 6. So looking at this matchup here, we have the Boston Bruins leading the series 3-1. And I think we've seen this before. The last few times these two teams have faced, Toronto would go down 3-1. They would win game 5 in Boston. They would win game 6 in Toronto, and they would lose game 7 in Boston. I just don't see it here. And I've got the Bruins to win the series at -120 in my back pocket. Could you play the -1 line with the Boston Bruins? Yeah, you very well could. And when you look at how this series is entailed, the power play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, which was so good in the regular season, has gone 1 for 14. 1 for 14 on the power play. And I want to take a look at what some of these players have done, because offensively, the Maple Leafs have done nothing in this series, nothing at all. And the Bruins, I mean, it's not like they've been tearing. It's not like they've been scoring at will. 3 goals, 4 goals, 2 goals, 5 goals. So yeah, they've done. The Maple Leafs have put up 1, 2, 3, and 1. Where's Nylander? Where's Tavares? Where's Matthews? Where's Marner? Where's this core that they're paying so much money to score goals in the playoffs? And they're not doing it. Matthews left in the third period last game because of a stomach ache or an illness. Meanwhile, I forgot who they said it was. I think it was TJ Oshie. He's playing through a broken hand. This Toronto Maple Leafs team is soft. And the simple play in this game probably is just Boston -1. Let's finish this off and let's move on with our lives. That's probably the play in this game. I have no need to bet that because I have the Bruins to win the series, and that's a huge. And those series bets are bigger than my average bets. So I'm hoping that series bet comes through tonight. This Toronto Maple Leaf team is soft, and I'm glad I get to fade them every playoffs. And if they lose tonight, you don't see Tavares next year. Probably don't see Marner next year. They probably revamp that core. And that's what they need to do. Because this core with Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Nylander, Riley is not winning anything. And it's pretty plain and simple there. I'm not betting this game. I've got the Bruins to win the series already, and we move on. But yeah, pass on this game. I would lean Bruins -1. Marchand point, DeBrusque point. I could see it. Nylander over 1.5 points. Matthews over 1.5 points. Leafs money line +142. See, the risk reward on there was so tempting. That's what ended up keeping me off of the Boston Bruins -1. Is this line's pretty wide, in my opinion. And having to play the -1 on the Bruins. And I understand we can play the -1 on the Bruins. We can get the empty net goal at the end of in the game, and we're fine. But yeah, this is a decent risk reward, though. Morning, Nick. Where's Tim today? I don't know. Markel, yo. Let's get Markel. Pasta goal. I'd be cool with that. And Tim saying Leafs in 7. Okay, sure. You gonna take the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl too? Sure. New York Islanders and Carolina Hurricanes -245 for Carolina, total 5.5 in this game. The Hurricanes look to close out this series at home here in this spot. We have taking a look at this line history here. The Carolina Hurricanes, they opened up as -235 favorites. It got up to a -249, and now we're back down to a 244. So we've had a move towards the Carolina Hurricanes in this one here. Line opened up at a 5.5 +104. It's now a 5.5 at +102. So we do have a move towards the under, and we have a move towards the Hurricanes in this one here. 89% of tickets, 91% of cash is on the Hurricanes in this spot here. The line moving towards them. 51% of tickets, 64% of cash on the puck line for the Hurricanes. 78% of tickets, 82% of cash is on the over in this spot here. And this is another game where I see the Hurricanes closing it out in this game. I really do. But the line's just too wide for me to want to go and bet. And do I have any interest in laying a puck line in this game? Not particularly. It is +110, +115 range. But this is not a spot I would like to lay this type of number. Could we see an under? Yeah. We've seen 3 of the 4 games finish 3-1 or 3-2. So this has been a close series, and the one that finished 3-1 was a empty net. And basically, the empty nets were needed for any of these games to be multi-goal games. This has actually been a pretty close competitive series. I think if you're looking to back the Islanders, the +1.5 is a little expensive, but it could be worth a look because I could see this game going to overtime, like last game did. This is another game though that I see this. I could see the series ending in all 4 games tonight. I really can, and a bunch of gentlemen sweeps. One of these games, a team is going to win and force a game 6. I think it'd either be the Islanders or the Predators. I think those would be the 2 that I would lean. I think the only way you can bet this game is Islanders just because of the price. I think the Hurricanes are too expensive in this game. But with that being said, am I looking to get involved in this one? Not particularly. So it's another pass for me. I will be obviously watching this game, maybe. And that's it. So it's a pass here. The Bruins didn't put away the Panthers. Yeah, we'll see. When Tim comes in, I don't want to hear it. Yeah. Any thoughts on the Astros and Guardians? We will go over that later. I have internet where I'm at. I'm on my phone right now. Also, Canes -1.5 at home. Yeah. Let's go Nuggets. Canes money line is a lock. It is very much a lock. There's no chance that the Carolina Hurricanes lose this game at all. Canes money line a parlay. Jarvis over 2.5 shots. Fair. We'll get into the next one here with the New York. I'm reading the last game with the Colorado Avalanche and the Winnipeg Jets. The Avalanche are on -120 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. The only thing I came into this show with a bet on, and I bet these Avalanche last night. Line opened up at a 120. It's down to a 118. And the line opened up at a 6.5 -121. It's now a 6.5 at -115. So we've had to move towards the under. We've had to move towards the Jets. 66% of tickets, 75% of cash on the Avalanche. 77% of tickets, 70% of the cash is on the over in this game here. The Avalanche lead this series 3-1. And they have dominated the last 3 games. This is a Avalanche team that has put up at least 5 goals every single game of the series, including the one they lost, which was game 1 where they lost 7-6. And the biggest thing that I've been harping on with this series, and one thing we've seen with this Winnipeg Jets team that has been the ultimate difference maker here in the last 3 games is their special teams. And I said this heading into the series, the power play for Winnipeg is not good enough. The penalty kill for Winnipeg is not good enough to compete with this Avalanche team. The Avalanche in their 3 wins are 4 for 13 on the power play. And on the penalty kill, they are 8 for 9. The Winnipeg Jets have scored 1 power play goal over the last 3 games, so they have 9 opportunities. That their power play has been terrible in this series. After going 2 for 2 in game 1, they have not done anything there. And when you look at this series, I think this is just one of those where I'm shocked that people actually like the Winnipeg Jets in this series, because when you look at the numbers on paper, yes, I get it. The Winnipeg Jets had the home ice advantage and they had the better record throughout the season. They weren't the better team. Now the Avalanche are dangerous. They're getting healthy, or they are healthy and they're dangerous. And Georgiev is playing with confidence. And I'm actually interested in adding their team total over here as well, for the Winnipeg Jets, or for against the Winnipeg Jets, the Colorado Avalanche here, which I'm seeing plus, or I think I'm seeing plus money for over 3.5 goals for them to go ahead and do that again. Hellebuck has not been good in this series. He hasn't gotten timely saves when he needs them, and I see that continuing here in this one. My only play so far today is the Colorado Avalanche. So I'm rocking with them in this game. I got them at -115 last night. Colorado Avalanche money line. There we go. 3.7 units on the Bruins to win the series. Half unit on Bruins and Canucks. There you go. Avs puck line. You don't even need to lay the puck line. They're $1.15, $1.20. So you can get them at a reasonable price. But yeah, if you want to go for the score, yeah. Let's get into this one here. The Nashville Predators and the Vancouver Canucks in this game. The Canucks -115 favorites in this one, total of 5.5. Line opened up at a 118. It's down to a 116. So we've had to move towards Nashville. Line opened up at a 5.5, -115, and it stayed there. So Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here, where we have 66% of tickets, 80% of cash coming in on the Canucks, and the line moving towards the Predators. 76% of tickets, 82% of cash is on the over, with the line moving towards the over in this game. Here, another 3-1 series. And after last game, them blowing that 3-1 lead does make me interested in the Nashville Predators in this game. Maybe it's just a first period play. I want to take a look at what they've done first period. Nashville won the first period game, one lost the full game. They won the first period, won the full game, game 2. In game 3, they they lost the first period, game 3. And last game, they won the first period. Nope, they tied in the first period. I'm interested in Nashville in the first 20 minutes. Step up in this game after you choked away a tying up the series is what they did. And I look for them to bounce back for at least the first 20 minutes in this game. I'm getting minus 105 here on DraftKings. I'm going to log in real quick, and I'm going to take the Nashville Predators in the first period. Only first period here. I don't trust them full game. They've choked a couple leads away in this series, so I could see them jumping out early and then Vancouver taking over late. So for me, let's get this up. NHL. It's going to be a first period play. Let's see. Predators. Where's the first period? Where is period? Periods. There we go. First period, minus 105. Nashville Predators. To give me some type of effort here after blowing the game they did the way they did. Last game, step up and win this first period. That's it. Nick, I think you get your clinch tonight. I do have the Avalanche money line. We'll see. I do think so as well. But it's still a pick 'em. If not, then I definitely think we get it game 6 though. Canucks money line. Canucks, Besser goal, and JT Miller 2 points. Hughes 2 points. Fair. We'll head into the NBA here. Now we have the New York Knicks looking to close out the series against the Philadelphia 76ers. I stupidly bet the Sixers to win the series. My NBA series were terrible. I had the Suns and I had the Sixers as my 2 series props, and neither are going to get the job done here. This line opened up at a 3.5. It's up to a 4.5 now. So this line's moved a point towards the New York Knicks. Line opened up at a 206. It's down to a 202 in this spot here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one, where we have, let's take a look. We have 53% of the tickets are on the Knicks, 54% of cash on the Sixers, but the line moving towards the Knicks in this game. 32% of the tickets are on the over, 92% of the cash is on set over as well. And the Knicks have really taken over this series. And it's been impressive. I thought this was going to be a poor matchup for them, and it just hasn't been. Now the ultimate question is 4.5 too many points? That's the ultimate question here. And this New York Knicks team has looked good. And I want to see what they've done in the first half. I think this may be a New York Knicks first half play. And I get it. It's a desperate 76ers team, but I mean, they've been, they lost the first half there. But like when you look at this matchup, the Knicks have just been the better team. And I did not expect Embiid to look hurt throughout this entire series. He's looked terrible. I thought when he was back, he was going to be full strength and the Sixers were going to have a chance. I did not have him getting hurt in game 1 and not looking the same after that. If I would have known that, I would have stayed off the series prop. Pretty plain and simple there. I would not have bet the Sixers to win the series with that being the case. And I am interested in the New York Knicks in this game to close out the series. I think I'm going to look at them first half and full game, because I look for them to put the nail to the coffin here of the Philadelphia 76ers and move on and leave the Sixers fans wondering when they're going to stop trusting the process, because the process hasn't worked. I'm interested in the Knicks today. I just got to decide whether or not this is too many points to lay. I'm seeing -2 on DraftKings. I think I'm definitely interested in that. And maybe I just stick to a first half play here. It's -2, -4.5. I'm going to take them here. They're both on DraftKings. I'm going to take the Knicks to close out this series in this spot. So first half -2, -108. Full game -4.5. -110. I'm going to be betting both of those. So let's get this there. Not +2, -2 first half, and full game -4.5 here at the New York Knicks. Looking for them to shut down this series, with the Sixers here. So I'm just locking these plays in real quick. It's just me, so sometimes I'm going to need a couple minutes to just put my bets in, and track them and things along those lines. So Knicks first half -2, full game -4.5 for me. Let's see. Under for what? The Knicks game. I kind of lean that way. Aren't the Knicks rolling with the third string goalie? They are. Or the Knicks. Yeah, the Canucks. Yes, it's our Arthur Silvos there. So yeah. Any pause for? We will get into the Astros game. I'm Rich Bitch. What's good, Cameron? Knicks ain't going far in playoffs. They would play the Pacers in the next round, which is interesting. That'll be an interesting matchup there. Knicks plus Pacers and over 245. No sweat. There you go. You're no sweat. Same game parlay. Yep. Knicks, Cavs, and Pacers tonight. All series finish. I see a lot of series finishing tonight. I see a lot of eliminations. I can see all 4 eliminations in the NHL today, and yeah, we're seeing where I think Cavs go up 3-2. Yep. I'm with Nick. I'm with Nick. I'm with New York closeout for sure. Yeah. I think the Knicks close them out here. Thunder treated me great last night. Just wish I used my 500 no sweat at Bet Rivers for them instead of 100. It is what it is. There. Just got a shower. Good morning, ESB. Good morning, Nathan. Bruins -1.5. Joseph Wall. And that's the thing. They're switching their goaltenders. So maybe we get a little bit of fire under the 76 or the Maple Leafs here. But yeah, I that's why I'm not betting the game. Under was for the Canucks game. My bad. Just need a thought on that. Yeah, it's an elimination game, so it's tough for me to really get unders are tough for me to give out in elimination games, especially when I know there's an increased chance of empty nets at the end. Nathan, we don't need to know he's out of the shower. Fair enough. Let's get into the next one here. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic. Yeah, it's 2-2 in this series. Very, very impressive last 2 games for the Orlando Magic, especially falling down the way they did in the first half and then running away with it in the second half last game. Cleveland -5, and it's bounced between -5, 4.5, 5, 4.5, 5 in this series, or in this on this line. And it opened up to a 3.5. It's down to a 2.02. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the we've had no line move on the side. 86% of the tickets, 83% of the cash is on the Cavaliers. This line's bounced between 5, 4.5, 5, 4.5, 5, 4.5. Then we have 67% of the tickets and 87% of the cash on the over in this spot here. I kind of lean Magic in this game. They have the momentum. Home court has held throughout this series. We had the Cavs win the first 2 games. And here's the thing is we've noticed that at home, the Orlando Magic can score at will, 121 and 112 points in those 2 games. In Cleveland, 86 and 83. And that's what that's kind of, for me, that's kind of interesting to see the dynamic of how much more the Orlando Magic are scoring at home rather than on the road. I think 5.5 is maybe too many points in this game. I lean towards the Magic in this spot, but I'm not going to be betting it. So it's a pass to me. Let's see. DeSmith is expected. Whoa. Fair. And just playing, trying to find some joy before I sweat these tickets. Fair. No sugarcoating. Yeah. I'm going under 190 in the Magic. Yeah, I could see a low-scoring game, especially when we've seen that both games in Cleveland. Cavs -5, my guys. All day. D. Mitchell will close it out. It would go up 3-2, but yeah. Do you know who's playing the MLB this afternoon? I know that we're seeing an afternoon game with the makeup game, I think, with Detroit and St. Louis. And that's it. 3:40 Detroit, St. Louis. Sorry. It's the only afternoon game we get. Yeah. Mavs money line under 202. See it. Morning, fellas. Murray came up clutch. Yep. Tigers and Cardinals. Yep. I wish we'll get into that in just a couple minutes. Last game on the NBA card, we have the Indiana Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks -4 for the Pacers. Total 215 in this game. The Pacers lead this one 3-1 after losing game 1 by 15 points. They've gone on to win the next 3. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where we have the Pacers opening up at a 3.5. It's up to a 4 in this game. Line opened up at a 216. It's down, or 216.5. It's down to a 216. Let's take a look at the cash flow, where we have 59% of tickets, 76% of the cash is on the Pacers. Line moving towards them. 99% of tickets, 93% of cash on the over. Line moving towards the under, which is kind of interesting there. Kind of has me leaning under, but I really haven't been betting many totals in the NBA playoffs. I've been trying to stick to sides. And that's exactly where I'm intending on going in this game here. I'm gonna just take the Pacers to close it out here. I think the injuries to the Milwaukee Bucks are just too much because they are missing an awful lot. And where can I find the injury report here? Injuries here. They're still without Giannis, who they were hoping to get back maybe for the second round, which isn't going to happen. Lillard is doubtful for this game. Pat Bev is probable. Basically, it's going to be Middleton. And that's it. And this is why the Bucks are the spot that they are, being 4-point home dogs in this game. I'm going to look for Indiana to close it out, and I'm going to double down first half and full game with the Pacers. I kind of want to take them first quarter, first half, full game. Let's see, what did they do last game? They were tied at the end of the first, and then I'm gonna go with the first quarter, first half full game. My bad, with the Indiana Pacers here, doubling down on them. I'm getting 1.5 here, -120 on BetMGM, and I'm getting a 4 at -110 on Caesars. So I'm gonna have to log into a couple books here to get the lines that I want. But I'm gonna look for the Bucks, or for the Pacers, to shut this series down in this game. Sharp money is coming on them. The line's moving towards them. Let's get into let's log into Caesars here for the full game, -4. I gotta make sure I still have. Yeah, I do. Okay, good. I do. I forgot if I had money in Caesars or not. There we go. Because Caesars is not a book I use too much. So there we go. Getting that in on the -4. There we go. And then we got to log into BetMGM. so I can get this -1.5 first half at -120. What's this first half money line? -155. No, thank you. Okay. I didn't know if that was reasonable. Maybe it was a 135 or something like that, but no. I would have laid the money line instead of the -1.5. If it was that, but too expensive. Too expensive. Let's get into the in here, and it's -1.5, -120 for the first half here on BetMGM. There we go. I appreciate the patience when I go through and bet these games. Usually I would do that when Tim's breaking down the games, but it is what it is. Let's head back to the comments, and then we will get into baseball. Dodger Blue, no. I agree with Tim Man. Pacers, yeah. What was the first quarter for them? I don't know. But let's get into baseball here. We got a full baseball slate to go over, and we're going to start it off with the Detroit Tigers and the St. Louis Cardinals. We have the Tigers as -125 favorites with a total of 8 in this game. Let's move this over to MLB. Let's do that. And we'll move, and we'll switch Action Network to MLB as well, so we get all our MLB numbers up here. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. This game taking place at 3:40. Gibson and Flaherty. Let's take a look. This line opened up last night at -118 for the St. Louis Cardinals. It's now -118 for the Tigers. It's now -122. Line opened up at an 8 at -115. It's up to an 8.5 at -112. So we've had to move towards the over. 74% of tickets and 81% of cash on the over. Does check out for the line to move towards the over. We have 87% of the tickets are on the Tigers, but only 53% of the cash is on the Tigers here in this game. Pitching matchup, Kyle Gibson and Jack Flaherty. Gibson, 4.35 ERA, 1.19 whip, 5.81 strikeouts per nine, which is 16%, 3.48 walks per nine, a 230 BABIP, a 5.22 FIP, and a 4.76 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Jack Flaherty, 4.91 ERA, 1.16 whip, 11.05 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%, 1.23 walks per nine, a 329 BABIP, a 3.64 FIP, and a 2.70 SIERA. Bullpen advantage does go towards St. Louis here in this spot. And the hitting advantage does go towards St. Louis as well. So kind of an interesting dynamic here where the line is moving towards the Tigers, even though the public's on the Tigers, the line's moving towards the Tigers. I see a pitching advantage with Detroit, bullpens and hitting with the Cardinals. Just because it's the only game on does not mean you have to bet this game. And this will be a pass for me in this one. I wanted to find a reason to get on the St. Louis Cardinals in this game. I did. But it's just not something I'm going to get involved with. Just because it's the first game of the day does not mean you need to bet it. So pass. Detroit Lenny, go Pack, go. Yeah, there you go. But we'll move on to the next game, though, where this game burnt me yesterday. I doubled up on the Yankees, and they get shut out. New York Yankees are now -115 favorites with a total of 9. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here, where we have let's take a look here, where we have this line opened up with the Orioles as -116 favorites. The line is flipped. The Yankees are now -116. So dog the favorite here for these Bronx Bombers. Line opened up at a 9, -110. It got up to a 9.5, and it's back down to a 9. The line has moved towards the under since the opening line. We do have 71% of tickets and 72% of the cash is on the Yankees. The line has moved from dog to favorite in this one here. 51% of tickets, 51% of the cash on the under. The line's moved towards the under since the opening line. Nestor Cortez versus Dean Kramer. Nestor Cortez, 2.90 ERA, 0.894 whip, 7.84 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 0.87 walks per 90, 253 BABIP, a 3.48 FIP, and a 3.64 SIERA. On the flip side, Dean Kramer, 4.61 ERA, 1.06 WHIP, 8.89 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%, 1.98 walks per 90, 227 BABIP, a 4.69 FIP, and a 4.56 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards the Orioles. Hitting advantage does go towards the Orioles as well, who are smashing left-handed pitching, 129 WRC plus, which is third in baseball. The Yankees are really hitting righties as well, 122 WRC plus, which is second in baseball. So both these teams hitting pretty well right now. Interesting, the markets move towards the under. And here's the thing, I would probably lean the Yankee team total over if I had to bet anything with the total in this game, because they got shut out yesterday, so I look for them to bounce back. I'm not high on Dean Kramer. I think he's a good 4. He's a good 4 pitcher who will give you a 4 to 5 ERA, and he's somebody you'll like to back on bad teams as a dog. He's not somebody I'm looking to lay a price with. Granted, they're a pick 'em in this game with a good team. I mean, he produces value on the opposite side, I think. And I can only look Yankees in this game, and I kind of want to get involved with the Yankees, maybe a Yankee first 5 in this game. Like to back Nestor Cortez, like to fade Dean Kramer in this spot. Let me take a look where this line's moved first 5 here, see if it's moved in a very similar direction. And wow, Yankees are minus 135 on the first 5 line and a minus 116 full game. That's crazy. And that makes me think the Yankees first 5 is the play in this game. And I would like to see what the best available number maybe is for a Yankee first 5 in this game, which is minus 130 on Bet365, minus 132 on FanDuel. I'm going to keep this in the back of my brain. Potentially going to move on the Yankee first 5 here in this spot. And I think that's one I'm gonna sit on for a little bit here and probably decide by the end of the show whether or not I want to move on the Yankee first 5. Do I have my other book here? No, I can't find my other book. I'm going to write it down here. Yankees first 5 with a question mark. All right. Yeah, I'm leaning Yankee first 5 in this game. It's whether or not I want to lay the $1.30, $1.32 range. So leaning towards the Yankees early, but not going to be betting at the moment. I lean under in Tigers. Yeah, I don't know why the line's moving towards the over, but yeah, me too. Damn Yanks. Went with Yankee first 5 yesterday and still got burned. Yeah. And I want to look for, maybe it's a Yankee team total over. If I want to fade Dean Kramer, maybe it's a Yankee team total, which could be the way to go in this. Maybe. That would be my lean at the moment. Yankee team total. I want back to the Yankees some way, shape, or form in this game. I just got to figure out how. Like the Cardinals first 5. Yeah. And the Yankee team total, I think, would actually maybe be a better look because I don't have to worry about what Nestor Cortez does against a Orioles team that smashes lefties. All I got to do is worry about the Yankees scoring runs. I'm going to move on that. I'm going to move on the Yankee team total in this game. I'm going to do that. Yankees team total over, which I'm seeing like 4.5 at like a pick'em range. I'm going to log into DraftKings and make this bet. Yankees team total over for me, which is going to be a 4.5. So there you go. Where's Tim's stat on Baltimore? Probably on his Twitter. But let me take a look real quick what this game props. Yankee runs over 4.5 minus 115. I'll take that. There we go. That's how I'm getting involved in this game. Yankees team total over 4.5 minus 115 on DraftKings. There we go. We're on the board for the MLB. Let's get into the next game here. This is a game I know I'm betting. Let's get into it. The Miami Marlins and the Colorado Rockies. Wow, here we go again. The Marlins are favorites again. Let me just see what the best available line is at the moment, so I can go ahead and bet this now. Which there's a bunch of plus 120s out there, and I'm going to bet it on DraftKings here, plus 120 with the Colorado Rockies. I'm just going to get that out of the way now. Rockies plus 120 on DraftKings. All right, let's get that out of the way now. Let's break down the game. The Miami Marlins are minus 135 favorites with a total of 8 in this spot. We have Ryan Feltner and Sixto Sanchez, your pitching matchup. Line opened up at a 130, and it got up to a 140. It's back down to a 133, so we've had some buyback here on Colorado. Line opened up at an 8 at even money. It's now an 8 at minus 108. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game. Once again, the public all over the Marlins. 78% of the tickets and 72% of the cash is on the fish in this game here. 96% of the tickets and 98% of the cash on the over in this spot here. We have Sixto Sanchez and Ryan Feltner. Neither pitchers look particularly great. Ryan Feltner, the last 30 days, a 5.68 ERA, 1.74 whip, 10.66 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%. He's a good strikeout pitcher. 3.55 walks per nine, a 4.17 BABIP, a 4.14 FIP, and a 3.66 ERA. Obviously, though, Miami is a lot easier of a ballpark to pitch in than Coors Field, needless to say. On the flip side, we have Sixto Sanchez, who is not going to be pitching far into this game. He went 2 2/3 in his last appearance against the Braves. So far this year, he's appeared in 8 games. This is going to be his 9th game. It's going to be his 2nd start. He's been pitching out of the bullpen. I'm not expecting him to go far whatsoever. He's had an ERA above 7 this year. And for me, in this game, it's pretty simple. The Marlins should be favored versus nobody right now. I get it. They're at home. I get it. The Marlins are 2-15 at home this year, and they have yet to win a game as a favorite this year. Pretty plain and simple. This is Rockies or nothing, and I'm all over the Rockies here in this spot, and I'll be on the Rockies every single game, and I'm not somebody who advocates for betting the Rockies, especially away from Coors Field. But with that being said, we're just going to continue to fade the Marlins, and that's pretty plain and simple behind it. It's a bet against the Marlins more than anything. So I'm on the Colorado Rockies at plus 120 in this game. I got it at DraftKings. Marlins lost 7 in a row. Damn. Yeah, what a shame. This will be my 31st consecutive game betting against the Miami Marlins. I knew they were going to be bad. I didn't know this bad. I said last place in the division, though. I said the Nationals were going to be a better team than them this year. And people thought I was crazy. I saw a lot of people love the over for their win total. I mean, this team just made the playoffs last year. Sure. How's that working out? Let's get into the next one here. The Kansas City Royals and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays minus 135 favorites, total 7.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. Between two of the better pitchers in the American League so far this year, Jose Barrios and Cole Ragans. Line opened up with the Blue Jays as 135 favorites. Now we're seeing minus 134. And line opened up at a 7.5 minus 115. It's a 7.5 minus 119. So a move towards the over and a move towards the Kansas City Royals. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. 83% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is coming in on the Blue Jays, with the line moving towards the Royals, which gives me interest in these Kansas City Royals. 93% of the tickets and 92% of the cash on the over in this game. Jose Barrios and Cole Ragans. Ragans 4.13 ERA, 1.46 whip the last 30 days. 10.5 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%. 2.63 walks per nine, a 3.94 BABIP, a 1.82 FIP, and a 3.35 SIERA. Jose Barrios a 0.88 ERA, 1.01 whip. 6.46 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 3.23 walks per nine, a 2.14 BABIP, a 3.84 FIP, and a 4.54 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards the Kansas City Royals, and the hitting advantage slightly going towards the Blue Jays, 109 WRC plus, which is 10th against lefties. The Royals are 10th against righties at 106 WRC plus. So relatively speaking, they're about equal against each other here. And this market and everything screams to the Royals here in this spot. And it's a Royals full game play for me. Or it's going to be a Royals full game play for me. Back in my boy Cole Reagans, we're getting plus 120. Best line available on DraftKings as well. You can also get it at BetMGM. You can get it at ESPN Bet. You can get it at Bet365. So I'm getting the Kansas City Royals here at plus 120. I'm going to take a shot here with Cole Reagans and KC against this Blue Jays team. And Barrios has been awesome, but I expect some negative regression from him. It's just shocking. A .88 ERA the last 30 days is not going to be sustainable for him. It's just not. So yeah, I'm on the Royals here in this game. I'm on the Royals money line in this spot, plus 120. Let's see. Nick, where are you going for Leafs versus Bruins match? I did not bet it. I have the Bruins minus 120 to win the series, pre-series. And I could see the Leafs stealing this game and forcing a game 6 in Toronto. Absolutely can. So we'll see. I think there's risk reward on the Maple Leafs in this game. I think they're worth the price. But I'm not betting it. I'm just going to ride out the Bruins minus 120 to win the series. There. Royals minus 2.5. There we go. Now we're talking. Let's get into the next matchup here. The New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs. The Mets minus 125 favorites, total of 7 in this game. And this is what I didn't want to see from the series is having the Cubs see a left-handed arm for the Mets. Let's get into it here. Line opened up at a 135. It's down to a 122. So we have a movement towards the Chicago Cubs in this game. Line opened up at an 8. It's all the way down to a 7 to a full run line movement down towards the under, which I don't really agree with. We'll get into that. We have 79% of the tickets and 53% of the cash on the Mets. So the public coming in on the Mets here in this game. 64% of tickets, 59% of the cash on the over in this spot as well. And looking at the pitching matchup here, we have Javier Assad and Sean Manaea. Assad, a 2 ERA, 1 whip, 8.67 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%, 3 walks per 9, a 235 BABIP, but 3.31 FIP, and a 3.90 SIERA. On the flip side, Sean Manaea has been pretty good this year. 3.33 ERA, 1.44 whip, which is exactly what you're hoping out of him. 9.99 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%, 5.18 walks per 9, a 317 BABIP, a 3.45 FIP, and a 4.42 SIERA. Bullpen advantage does go towards the New York Mets. Massive hitting advantage, though, for the Chicago Cubs, who are number 1 in baseball against left-handed pitching, 146 WRC+. They mash lefties. And the Mets, 105 WRC+, which is 11th against righties. And this is where I want to back the Cubs. This is not a fade of Manaea. Manaea has been awesome this year. He's been exactly what the Mets are hoping for in this one here. But I'm going to take the Cubs in the first 5 innings. And I would also lean towards maybe a Cubs team total over, maybe a full game over, because the Cubs mash left-handed pitching. And maybe a first 5 team total over as well. It's just because I see this, and I get it. Manaea's been good, but this is definitely going to be his toughest test of the year. And if he pitches well, I'll be happy to see if he pitches well. But at plus 105 for the first 5 innings, I'm going to take a shot here with the Chicago Cubs early in this game. This is a team that mashes left-handed pitching. And this is basically a backing of the Cubs against lefties, which I'm going to look to find ways to do every single time the Cubs face a lefty, because they are the best team in baseball against left-handed pitching. So I'm going to take the Cubbies in the first 5 innings here in this spot at plus 105 over on BetMGM in this game. So plus 105 Cubs. Let's go. Plus 105 Cubs. First 5. There we go. All right. Let's get back to the chat here. Let's see. DraftKings outs recorded prop is by far the easiest cash cow in MLB, maybe of all of sports betting. There you go. Blue Jays pitcher under 5.5 strikeouts. I can see it. Cubs first 5 plus 106. Yep, Cash Cubs plus 120 yesterday, back on them today. I'm going to stick to just the first 5 because I can see the bullpen for the Mets being the difference in this game, full game. And once Manaea is pulled, that's probably the time to look for a live bet on the Mets. It's when they get the lefty out of there. San Francisco Giants are in Boston to take on the Red Sox, minus 125 for the Giants, total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have Logan Webb and Criswell. Your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at a 115. It's up to a 129 for the Giants. So a move towards the Giants. Line opened up at an 8.5 at minus 110. Now it's 8 at minus 110. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have 30% of the tickets and 78% of the cash is on the Red Sox. We get the line moving towards the Giants. And then 54% of the tickets and 51% of the cash is on the over, with the line moving towards the over in this one, or towards the under in this game. We have Cooper Criswell and Logan Webb. Webb has been awesome this year. 2.2 ERA, 1.10 WHIP, 5.79 strikeouts per 9, which is 16%, 1.38 walks per 9, a 297 BABIP, a 2.82 FIP, and a 3.23 SIERA. On the flip side, Criswell, 2.38 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 5.56 strikeouts per 9, which is 15%, 1.59 walks per 9, a 270 BABIP, a 3.86 FIP, and a 4.42 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Red Sox in this game. Hitting advantage goes towards the Red Sox in this game as well. 111 WRC plus, which is 7th, compared to 99, which is 19th. And this game is not one that I'm interested in betting on. And I would lean towards maybe a Giants first 5. But seeing the way the market's coming in on this game is kind of confusing. Which kind of makes the overall the game kind of confusing. So it's a lean toward the Giants early in this game with Logan Webb, but it's a pass here in this spot. Well, how's it going? Mariners plus 133 was a nice cash for yesterday. Thinking Avalanche and Bruins puck line. I'm on the Avalanche already. I'm on the Preds first period for hockey. I can see the Bruins closing out tonight. Absolutely. I'm riding out my own props, so go for it. Let's get into the next matchup here. The Minnesota Twins and the Chicago White Sox. We're getting the Twins as minus 165 favorites here, total of 8.5. The red hot White Sox winning streak put to an end yesterday as they lose 3-2 to these Twins. Line opened up at a 155. It's now 167. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. Let's take a look. We have 88% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the Twins, with the line moving towards the Twins here. 71% of the tickets and 82% of the cash on the over, with the line moving towards the under. We have the Minnesota Twins with Simone Woods-Richardson going up against Michael Soroka. Woods-Richardson, 2.45 ERA, 1 WHIP, 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%. 1.64 walks per 9, a 290 BABIP, a 1.7 FIP, and a 3.51 SIERA. Michael Soroka has been terrible this year. A 6.75 ERA, 1.63 WHIP, 4.88 strikeouts per 9, which is 12%. 5.25 walks per 9, a 253 BABIP, a 7.2 FIP, and a 5.84 SIERA. Hitting advantage, a bullpen advantage going towards the Twins. Hitting advantage going towards the Twins. 102 WRC plus, which is 13th, versus the White Sox. 71 WRC plus, which is dead last in baseball against right-handed pitching. And I'm interested in the Twins a little bit in this spot. They're very public in this game, but kind of interested to see what their -1 line is. And it may be too expensive to back the -1 line, because let's take a look here. It would be a -170 and -105. That's probably a little bit out of my range that I would like to lay on this game. -138. It's a little rich for a public road favorite in this game. I do think we see the Twins win this game. It's just too expensive for me to bet. At the end of the day, it's just not the price I'm really looking for here to back the Twins on the road, laying a -1 at -138 or a -1.5 at -105. It's just not appealing to me whatsoever. So it's a pass for this one. Here, we'll continue moving on here. The Milwaukee Brewers and the Tampa Bay Rays, minus 165 for the Brewers, total 7.5. We'll get into the line history in this game where we have the Brewers opening up as a minus 140, and it's done nothing but move to Milwaukee up to a 175. Line open up at a 7.5, minus 110, and it stayed at 7.5 and minus 110. Let's take a look at the cash flow where we have 80% of the tickets and 91% of the cash is on the Brewers. So the line moving towards the Brewers as a big home favorite. This could be cash cow situation here. 67% of the tickets and 60% of the cash is on the over in this spot as well. And after a 1-0 game yesterday, I can kind of see an over in this game, even though the line really hasn't moved. We have Peralta and Alexander. Alexander, 4.74 ERA, 1.30 whip, 7.3 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 2.55 walks per nine, and 274 BABIP, a 5.14 FIP, and a 4.42 Sierra. On the flip side, Peralta, 3.63 ERA, 1.16 whip, 12.09 strikeouts per nine, which is 32%, 3.22 walks per nine, a 302 BABIP, a 2.98 FIP, and a 3.30 Sierra. Bullpen advantage going towards the Brewers, hitting advantage, massive one towards the Brewers, 122 WRC plus, which is third, compared to 81, which is 22nd. And not only am I interested in the Brewers, I'm interested in doubling down on the Brewers here in this spot here, first 5 in full game. You can get the first 5 run line for, I'm seeing minus 120 on ESPN Bet. And for the full game, you can get the Brewers minus 1. It's minus 170 plus 125. So we're getting minus 120 for the full game, minus 1 as well. I'm going to take the Brewers minus 1 here. And I'm going to take both these are going to be on ESPN Bet. I'm going to take the first 5 minus a half, full game minus 1, double up spot here for Milwaukee. I see this as a Milwaukee smash and grab. They just got shut out yesterday. And now they have their ace on the mound to stop the bleeding because they've lost, 3 games in a row after winning the first one against the Yankees? Or did they get swept by the Yankees? No, they won the first game in the extra innings against the Yankees, and now they've lost the last 3 games. Granted, they didn't give up 15 runs yesterday, which was nice for them. Step in the right direction, but then their offense went away. And I look for them to hit Alexander. They hit lefties pretty well this year, the Milwaukee Brewers. They're third in baseball against lefties. And nope, that's against righties. What do they do against lefties? My bad. I mistyped that one in. Against left-handed pitching, Milwaukee is actually, pretty bad. 63 WRC plus, which is 28th. I may pump the brakes on that then. Wow. I totally read that wrong. 63 WRC plus, which is 28th. So no, they do not hit lefties well at all. There we go. Which can lend me towards a little bit more of an under in this game, but I'm definitely I'm not gonna be taking the minus half, minus 1 double up because I read that wrong and they don't hit lefties. So it's a pass for me now. I wanted the Brewers, but yeah, my bad. Freddie over 6.5 strikeouts and under first 5 under. I could definitely lean towards the first 5 under in this game. And then need the Knicks and the get it. Get it. Let's keep on moving on here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games remaining. The Washington Nationals now head to Texas to take on the Rangers. Minus 140 for the Rangers. Total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where we have this game opening up at minus 140 or 150 for the Rangers. It's now 140. Line opened up at an 8.5, minus 120. It's now an 8.5 at even money. So we do have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Washington Nationals, expecting Mackenzie Gore to pitch well. See if the cash flow says that as well. Where we have 84% of the tickets, 93% of the cash on the Rangers, and the line moving towards the Nationals. I think the Nationals are a very live underdog in this game. 93% of the tickets and 89% of the cash on the over in this one as well. So interesting there. Mackenzie Gore and John Gray. Mackenzie Gore, 3.12 ERA, 1.38 whip, 10.73 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%, 2.77 walks per nine, a 400 BABIP, but a 2.93 FIP and a 3.23 CR, suggesting that he's going to be continuing to pitch well. John Gray at 2.92 ERA, 1.48 whip, 11.68 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%, 4.01 walks per nine, a 354 BABIP. 2.96 FIP and a 3.44 Sierra. Bullpen advantage going towards the Washington Nationals game. Hitting advantage going towards the Washington Nationals in this game. 102 WRC plus, which is 15th against righties. The Rangers do kind of struggle against lefties a little bit. 97 WRC plus, which is just 3% below the average, which is 14th in baseball. And I look for Mackenzie Gore to have a good game in this one here. And I know we've been backing the Nationals an awful lot lately, but I'm going to go back to the well here. And I'm going to go grab the Washington Nationals full game money line in this spot. And does it worry me that they're coming in off of a sweep? No, I think they're hot. I think they're riding a hot streak right now, and I think I'll look for them to continue to do that here. I can get plus 130 on ESPN Bet. I'm taking the Washington Nationals here and Mackenzie Gore to get the win. Plus 130 Washington Nationals money line for me here. Well, let me track that. There we go, Washington. And we'll move on to the next game. Houston Astros minus 155 favorites against the Cleveland Guardians. Our total of 9 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where we have Carlos Carrasco and Hunter Brown, your pitching matchup here. And the line has done nothing but move to Houston. Hunter minus 140 up to a minus 167. Line opened up at a 9 at plus 100. Now it's a 9 at minus 105. It did hit 9.5 at one point, and it moved right back down. But it's moved towards the over since the opening line. 66% of the tickets, 76% of cash on the over in this game. The line moving towards that over, kind of leaning towards the over in this one here. 80% of the tickets, 78% of cash on the Astros. The line moving towards them. Maybe this could be cash cow situation where we have the public on the home team. The line moving up towards the home team. Get into it though. Carlos Carrasco, 4.63 ERA, 1.64 whip, 7.71 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 5.01 walks per nine, a 324 BABIP, a 504 FIP, and a 4.883 Sierra. On the flip side, Hunter Brown's been downright terrible, which I don't know if it's going to get much better for Hunter Brown. I truly don't. 12.51 ERA, 2.78 whip. He's been terrible. 7.9 strikeouts per nine, 16%, 6.59 walks per nine, a 500 BABIP, a 6.45 FIP, and a 5.08 Sierra. Obviously, it's not going to be those numbers bad, but I don't know how much better it's going to be. And the bullpen advantage goes towards the Guardians. The hitting advantage, though, goes towards the Astros, 117 WRC plus, which is 4th against righties. Hitting is not a problem with these Houston Astros. On the flip side, the Guardians, 92 WRC plus, which is 22nd. They can struggle offensively at times. And for me in this game, I'm going to take this over. I'm going to take the over 9 in this game here, and I'm getting it minus 105. I can get minus 105 on Fanatics. I'm going to go over to Fanatics and take that there. Get some rewards to go get for jerseys soon. But yeah, let's if that's right, they weren't. This app wasn't working last night. Let's see if they fixed their problem because it wouldn't let me bet certain prop last night. But let's get into the MLB, and they're giving me over 9 at minus 105. I'm going to try. There we go. I'm going to take that. Let's see. Does it work? It does. All right, cool. Over 9 minus 105 in this game. I see Carrasco getting hit, and Hunter Brown's going to give up some runs as well. Even though the Guardians are 92 WRC plus, I still think they can hit the ball against Hunter Brown. He's been pretty bad this year. So I'm on the over 9 in this game, minus 105. Damn, I wanted to take Guardians. I mean, you still can. Yeah. Hunter Brown's home road splits are night and day. They absolutely are. And then maybe we grab the minus 1 line or the team total over. DK up to cash out. Guardians, I would go with Colorado or the Cubbies. I'd go Colorado or Cubbies personally. Logan Webb over 18.5 outs. Vegas under 3.5 runs. Or Vegas. Red Sox under 3.5 runs. Yeah. Twins minus 1.5. I can see it. Yeah, at home. Yeah, absolutely. He can. Yeah, his home runs. He's made a couple of starts. We'll see. And if he does well, then I see. I could see. I bet that over anticipating the Astros to do most of the heavy lifting actually for that one. So I'm fine with that over. Let's get into the next matchup here, which is the Philadelphia Phillies and the LA Angels. Phillies minus 135 favorites with a total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here. Spencer Turnbull and Tyler Anderson. Line opened up at a 130. It's up to a 140 now for the Phillies. Line opened up at a 9. It's now down to a minus 105. It's now 9 and even money. We have 94% of tickets and 94% of cash on the over. We have 82% of tickets and 77% of cash on the Phillies, the line moving towards them. Spencer Turnbull has been much, much better this year. 1.33 ERA, 0.85 whip the last 30 days. 10 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%. 3.33 walks per nine. A 175 BABIP, a 3.12 FIP, and a 3.41 Sierra. On the flip side, Anderson, 1.78 ERA, 1.05 whip. He's been great too the last 30 days. 6.23 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%. 3.86 walks per nine, a 181 BABIP, a 4.87 FIP, and a 5.07 Sierra. Bullpen advantage does go towards the Phillies in this game. Hitting advantage goes towards the Phillies as well. 118 WRC plus, which is 6th against lefties compared to 102, which is 14th. This is not a game I'm getting involved with. I would lean Phillies in this game if I had to bet anything. Spencer Turnbull has been awesome this year. But I do expect a little bit of regression. Obviously, 1.33 ERA the last 30 days is not going to be sustainable. But with that being said, this is not a game I'm particularly interested in getting involved with. But it would be Phillies or nothing for me in this game. Let's see. I definitely like Guardians money line today. Good luck. Phil's and LA under first 5. I could definitely see that. Matt, I let Tim talk me into Philly's run line yesterday. Happens. Philly's first 5. Yeah, I can see a Philly's for first 5. I would prefer the full game because I would want the bullpen. I would want the bullpen advantage with the Phillies. I want the hitting advantage with the Phillies here in this spot. Let's get into the next game here where we have the LA Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks in this one here. The Dodgers minus 113 favorites, total of 9.5. Line open up at a 110. It's down 113, so a slight move towards the Dodgers. Line open up at a 10. It's down to a 9.5. So a move towards the under here as well. 46% of tickets, 55% of cash, and on the under, the lines move towards that under. We have 85% of tickets and 64% of cash on the Dodgers, with the line moving slightly towards them. Not enough to really justify with the amount of money coming in on them here. And for me, you guys know where I'm going for this game, but let's get into it here. We have Landon Knack and Jordan Montgomery. Montgomery's been pretty good since coming back. Knack has been okay. 3.24 ERA, 1 whip, 7.36 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%. 3.27 walks per nine, and 179 BABIP. A 5.25 VIP and a 4.39 Sierra. On the flip side, Jordan Montgomery, 2.08 ERA, 0.85 whip, 4.85 strikeouts per nine, which is 14%. He's never been a big strikeout guy. 0.69 walks per nine, a 220 BABIP, a 3.31 FIP, and a 4.24 Sierra. Bullpen advantage does go towards the Dodgers. Hitting advantage goes towards the Dodgers. This is where I get nervous with the Diamondbacks is when they face right-handed pitching because they really struggle versus right-handed pitching. But with that being said, I'm getting minus 102 on DraftKings. I think this line tells you everything you need to know. The big bad Dodgers are just a pick 'em in this game versus a Diamondbacks team that's been very mid this year. And obviously this is the Dodger fade, which is up about 3 units on the year still, and the average line is pretty plus money. So I have no problem continuing this year. This fade is not for the faint of heart because the Dodgers are still a really good baseball team, but we're profitable doing it so far this year. And we're going to go back to the well here in this one. Diamondbacks minus 102 for me against the Dodgers today. See. Heard. Thanks. Yep. Took first 5 full game with the Phillies. Yeah, I don't hate that look. let's get into this one here. We have the San Diego Padres and the Reds, the Cincinnati Reds in this game here. Minus 140 for the Padres with a total of 7.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where it opened up with the Padres. If this will click, that'd be cool. There we go. At minus 136 favorites. It's now 155. So a big move towards the Padres here. Line opened up at a 7.5 at minus 110. It's now 7.5 at minus 115. Move towards the over. Move towards the Padres here in this spot. It was on the Reds first 5 yesterday. We have 73% of the tickets, 67% of the cash on the Reds or on the Padres here. Line moving towards them. 98% of tickets, 97% of cash on the over in this spot as well. We have Yu Darvish taking on Nick Martinez. Nick Martinez, a 5.48 ERA, 1.39 WHIP, 6.65 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%. 0.7 walks per nine. He doesn't walk many batters, but a 3.59 BABIP, but 3.33 FIP, and a 4.17 SIERA. It's not been bad. On the flip side, Yu Darvish, 6 ERA, 1.27 WHIP, 7.2 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 3.6 walks per nine, a 2.56 BABIP, a 4.69 FIP, and a 4.72 SIERA. Bullpen advantage going towards the Padres here. Hitting advantage going towards the Padres here. 114 WRC plus, which is 5th compared to 81, which is 27th. And I lean Padres in this game. They're very public, which is, not loving it, but the line move towards them kind of eases me off of that worry because the market's respecting the money coming in on the Padres. I can only look Padres in this game. It's my lean at the moment, but not a game I'll get involved with, though. So lean Padres, but no play. Yeah. 38 viewers. These shows are starting to go pretty good. Hit the like button. Yeah. I need to ask to hit like buttons more often. But yeah. We actually have 51 because we have 12 on, or we have 53 now. 40 on YouTube, 12 on Twitter, 1 on Twitch. So there we go. Yeah, these Padres. Yeah, this is a game. I'll stay off. First 5 over 4. First 5. I can see it. But we'll get into it here. 2 games remaining on the card. The Braves minus 130 favorites, total of 7 in this game. Feels kind of cheap with the Braves here, but let's get into it. Where this line is done nothing but move away from the Braves in this game. If this will click, that would be cool. While that's loading, hopefully. We have 78% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the Braves in this game here. 42% of the tickets, 54% of the cash on the under in this game as well. We have this line opening up at a 107 for the Braves. It got all the way up to a minus 130, and now it's a minus 118. So we do have a move towards the Braves here in this spot. And line opened up at a 7.5 plus 105. It's now a 7. So we do have a move towards the under here in this one as well. We have Ronaldo Lopez and Luis Castillo. Lopez has been awesome this year. 0.72 ERA, 0.88 WHIP, 8.64 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%. 2.88 walks per nine, a 2.20 BABIP, a 2.72 FIP, and a 3.64 SIERA. On the flip side, Castillo, 3.64 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, 11.22 strikeouts per nine, which is 30%. 3.64 walk, 1.52 walks per nine, a 3.64 BABIP, a 2.92 FIP, and a 2.72 SIERA. The bullpen advantage goes towards the Braves. The hitting advantage goes towards the Braves. 113 WRC plus, which is 6th against righties, compared to 103, which is 12th for the Mariners in this game here. And I'm interested in the Atlanta Braves in this spot. They have the pitching advantage, the hitting advantage, the line moving towards them. Granted, they're a little public, but at least the market's showing some respect towards them. I can get a minus 120 on Fanatics. I'm going to move on them there. I trust this Braves team, especially after a loss. We're getting a reasonable price for them. And maybe this is a trap. Maybe this should be a Mariners spot, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm probably going to take the cheese here, or I'm probably falling for a trap in this spot, but I see value here with the Braves, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Braves here at minus 120 over on Fanatics. Final game of the day, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Oakland Athletics. The Pirates minus 125 favorites with a total of 7.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have this game opened up with the Pirates is minus 115 favorites. Now we're seeing minus 130. So a 15-cent line movement here towards Mitch Keller and the Pittsburgh Pirates. On the flip side, on the total opened up in an 8, it's down to a 7.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game where we have 66% of tickets, 80% of the cash is on the Pirates. The line moving towards the Pirates there. 80% of the tickets, 77% of the cash on the over, with the line moving towards the under. Mitch Keller and Alex Wood, your pitching matchup here. Keller, 4.91 ERA, 1.47 whip, 8.9 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 3.38 walks per nine, a 3.33 BABIP, a 4.18 FIP, and a 4 SIERA. On the flip side, Wood, 5.25 ERA, 1.92 whip, 8.25 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 4.5 walks per nine, a 4.11 BABIP, a 5.49 FIP, and a 4.75 SIERA. Bullpen advantage does go towards Oakland in this spot. And the hitting advantage slightly goes towards Oakland in this spot, who are hitting 90 WRC plus, which is 23rd against righties, compared to 87 WRC plus, which is 20th against lefties for the Pirates here in this spot. And I'm looking Pittsburgh first 5 in this game. And the crazy thing is, I know I've been saying the Oakland A's are a first 5 only team. Their bullpen tells me otherwise. I mean, their bullpen's been pretty solid this year. And yeah, it's a little expensive. Minus 135, minus 130 for the Pirates in the first 5. I'm leaning towards the Pirates in the first 5 innings here. It's a late game, so I have plenty of time to decide on this one here. I lean first 5, but with the Pirates, but I'm not going to pull the trigger on it. So that is the entire baseball slate. We'll head back to the chat, and then we will recap and head on out. Let's see. Reds was good money yesterday. Yes, it was. Darvish can throw that juju, though. Passing on fading him. Yes, I would only look San Diego in that game. Athletics over 3.5 runs. Athletics money line. Damn, I have a few dogs today. Nothing wrong with dogs. Actually, not money line. Give me the first 5 minus a half and full game for plus 190. There you go. A's definitely one of them. I can see that. Yep. See, I lean Pirates first 5, but yeah, I'm staying off that game to end the card. But we're going to recap, and then we will head on out for today. Kicking it off in the NHL. Keeping it kind of light today. Colorado Avalanche minus 115 FanDuel, and Nashville Predators first period minus 105 on DraftKings. And then for the NBA, New York Knicks first half -2 minus 108. New York Knicks minus 4.5 minus 110 DraftKings. Both of them on DraftKings there. And then doubling down on the Pacers as well. First half minus 1.5 minus 120 on BetMGM. Full game -4 minus 110 on Caesars. And in baseball, the Rapid on up. New York Yankees team total over 4.5 minus 115 on DraftKings. Colorado Rockies plus 120 on DraftKings. Kansas City Royals plus 120 also on DraftKings. Cubbies first 5 plus 105 on BetMGM. Washington Nationals plus 130 on ESPN Bet. Cleveland Houston over 9 minus 105 on Fanatics. Atlanta Braves minus 120 on Fanatics. Arizona Diamondbacks minus 102 on DraftKings. That is all for today's card. That's going to do it for today's show. I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys same time, same place for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, guys.